Om Shanti. Good morning, everyone. And we're starting the new week with Baba's powerful Avyak Murli. And in this Murli, Baba emphasizes on detachment. Baba mentions in this Murli that if you want to become a close companion of the Father, of Baba, then you have to remain detached. And detached really means that our intellect, which is like a plug, is not getting connected to different outlets. So what's happening in this world? Because there are a lot of outlets in this external world where the intellect wants to plug into. And whatever outlet the intellect plugs into, we draw the energy of that situation or that soul into ourselves, getting influenced. So what Baba really wants us to be is free from the influence of this external world, to remain stable in our original stage of being soul conscious. And Baba says this practice will allow us to become close to Baba. So we will listen to Baba's elevated versions. The date this Murli was spoken was on 12th of October, 1975. And the title of this Murli is Inspirations to Finish All Complaints and to Become Complete. Do you have the firm practice of being incorporeal and beyond the consciousness of the body, of stabilizing in soul consciousness? So what Baba is reminding us, are we soul conscious? Before the Murli even started, did we create that awareness while we were sitting for meditation, that I, the soul, I'm listening to Baba, my teacher, and the one who's the supreme, and of observing your own part and the part of others as a detached observer, like the Father. So Baba says, Baba's detached. Baba always vibrates with pure energy. So are we also doing that? Are we soul conscious, vibrating with pure energy? Are we detached? Do you constantly have the stage of a detached observer in your consciousness? Unless you constantly have the consciousness of a detached observer, you cannot make Bap Dada your companion, because you really have to hold a neutral ground for all the scenes of drama in order to really be in a deep connection with Baba. Because if you look at the weighing scales of when you look at the weighing scales, you see the scales are moving, which are at the sides. But the point which is at the center of the weighing scale is absolutely still. So Baba says, is your intellect like the scales moving here and there? Or it's right at the center, still, neutral, free from any influences? The experience of the stage of a detached observer enables you to experience the companionship of the Father. This is Baba's quality. Baba is detached. Baba doesn't interfere or get influenced by what's happening in the drama. So the more we also practice detachment, then we are becoming more like Baba. So naturally, we are coming closer to Baba. You consider yourself to be God's friend, do you not? That is, you have made Bap Dada your closest friend, have you? Haven't you? Have you made Baba the conqueror of your heart? Do you experience wanting to share the secrets of your heart with anyone other than the Father, even in your thoughts? For many of us, absolutely, it's only Baba. There's nobody else we share our thoughts with or our feelings with. because we know Baba is non-judgmental. Baba will remain absolutely neutral no matter what we share. That's why it's easy for us to open our heart to Baba, because Baba doesn't judge, but Baba always gives love and guidance. And then at the same time, Baba knows us better than we know ourselves. And he sees ourselves in that perfect form and motivates us, which is why we find it so easy to share with Baba. But with anyone else, we might not be that comfortable. So if you experience the happiness of all relationships with the one Father, you have the experience of attainment of love of all relationships. And then your intellect cannot be drawn to any other relationship. So Baba says, if you have all attainments of all relationships with the one Father, and what is that attainment? Is the attainment of love. Why do we have different relationships? Because we attain love from those relationships. But here, all the love is coming from all the relationships we're having with one Baba. So we become so content within that the intellect doesn't get drawn to anything outside. Just like when you are content in terms of food, you've already eaten well and you're full, even if your most favorite dish is kept in front of you, you will say, I'm full, I cannot eat even a morsel more, because there's fullness within. So here too, Baba says, if we experience all relationships and feel that attainment, we are full of attainment within, the intellect will not be drawn to anything outside for any other attainment. Intellect should be totally absorbed in all relationships with Baba at every breath and every thought. Many children still complain that they have many waste thoughts and that they are not able to link their intellect with the Father. That even against their conscious wish, their intellect becomes attached to something or another. And many times we observe our intellect is very attached to what we are doing. Okay, what did we do? What did we have to do next? What is the next thing? So we become very doing conscious. Again, the intellect is just focused on what is to be done. But here Baba reminds us that yes, things have to be done, but we have to focus on the being aspect, on ourselves. So Baba says, even against the conscious wish, the intellect becomes attached to something or another, or that the responsibility of your household does not allow the yoga of your intellect to become stable. We come up with excuses, right? In front of Baba. Baba has so much to do. Where can we focus? How can we remember you while so many things are going on? So the connections and atmosphere of the old world make your attitude mischievous. Yes, so what is the intellect doing? Plugging itself here and there. Baba's saying, but you hold that intellect. You can plug it to me and in my remembrance do things. They are not able to make as much effort as you would like, or you're not able to take a high jump. Throughout the day, Bapdada receives many such complaints about the yoga of the intellect breaking. So although you call yourselves Master Almighty Authorities, you are being compelled by your own sanskaras and nature. So Baba says we hold this very powerful title, I am Master Almighty Authority. But Baba says, but we also not just hold the title, but we also have to demonstrate the power of this title. Right? So Baba says, you have to be powerful. You don't have to be compelled by your old sanskaras and nature. When Baba Dada hears of such things, he is amused, but also has mercy. Since you are not able to erase your own sanskaras or nature, how would you erase the tamo pradhan, devilish sanskaras of the whole world? So Baba says, as helpers of Baba, we have to bring the new world. We have to create a world with divine sanskaras. So Baba says, first those in sanskaras, divine sanskaras, the divinity has to come within. So we have to erase the tamopradhan and devilish sanskaras first within ourselves. So really when Baba talks about destruction, then first the destruction happens within myself. The destruction of my old ways of thinking, old sanskaras. There's establishment happening, going back to original sanskaras, pure sanskaras. So how can a soul who is under the influence of his own sanskaras liberate all souls who are under an external influence? How would you remove the distress of others when you are being upset by your own sanskaras? Yes, so if we ourselves are distressed, how can we help others? So like they always say that if someone has fallen into a well and if you are also in the well, how are we going to come out? Someone has to be outside the well. So we have to be free from the old sanskaras. We have to be victorious over Maya. And that's how we can even help others come out of that influence. So what is the easy yukti to become free from such sanskaras? Before you perform any action, sanskaras first emerge in your thoughts. I will do this. It should be like this. So here, you know how we also become very judgmental. This should be like this. It's like passing a judgment. Yes, that's what Baba says, be detached. The way it is, as per drama, it is like that. We don't have to go towards it should be like this or that. It is perfect the way it is in drama. So what does this one think? Even I know how to do everything. Sanskaras emerge with thoughts of this type. So when we start comparing, I can do this should have been like that, this should have been better. No, definitely it's good to check and change ourselves, right, in terms of what can be better. But when we become checkers of others and the situations, that's when we fall into the traps of Maya. So at this time, when you know that your sanskars are showing their form in your thoughts, then instill the habit or practice of first of all checking your thoughts and seeing whether they are like those of the Father. It's just like when we buy any fruits and vegetables, we check the quality of the fruits and vegetables. We definitely won't buy something which is going to go bad soon. So here too, Baba says, now do that subtle checking within and again and again. What thoughts am I creating? Am I creating pure thoughts which will sustain purity within me? Or those thoughts are impure that will only take me away from Baba or make the soul unhealthy? So before any important person accepts anything, he first of all has it checked. For example, the food of a president, an important person or king, would first be checked before being accepted by that person. They always do a test, right? They take that food, they will check it, inspect it, only then it will be given to that important person. Before something is accepted by such people, they first have it checked to see that nothing impure is mixed in it. What are those people, important people compared to you? Baba says those are the important people of this world. But what are they compared to us who have been there from the very beginning, who have been in golden age, who have seen heaven, who are ancestor souls? Those important people will not even be able to set foot in your kingdom. In fact, even now, they are to fall at your feet. Since you are becoming the kings of kings and are called the most elevated souls of the world, the food for the intellect of you elevated souls in the form of thoughts should first of all be checked. What is Baba saying? Check the food you are consuming. Check the thoughts which you are allowing to grow within, which starts creating a feeling. Yes, so check the thoughts. And if the thoughts are not healthy, Baba says change them immediately. When you accept something without checking it, you are deceived. So sometimes something may look very pretty from the outside, but when you open it, you're deceived. It's not even good quality. Year two, Maya does the same thing. It presents itself in a very pretty way, like a very pretty gift wrapping paper is given, a gift is given, pretty gift wrapping paper. Maya too comes in those royal ways, look very pretty from outside, but really nothing within to offer. Therefore, first of all, check every thought. Just as you use an instrument to measure whether something is real or whether something is mixed with it, whether it is real gold or rolled gold, in the same way, check your thoughts are the same as the Father's or not. So this checking will allow us to remain detached, because we will check these are not the thoughts Baba is going to hold on to. Baba will not be sustaining such thoughts. I also don't have to sustain these. So for us to check, keep changing, check on this basis, and then speak or act. It is when you forget the foundation that sanskars of Shudras and of poison become mixed. That really happens when we lose attention, we lose focus on the self. Then we see the old sanskaras create the old way of thinking, the thoughts keep coming. Then there's a mixture. When food has poison mixed into it, the food can make someone unconscious. In the same way, the poison or a trace of a Shudra becomes mixed into your food or diet of thoughts, and then become unconscious to the remembrance and the power of the Father. Mama gives a beautiful example. Poison in the food makes us unconscious. Similarly, the traces of vices in our thoughts, which is the food for the intellect, Baba says, and that will make the intellect unconscious, which means we will not be remembering Baba, and because of that, not even able to experience power from Baba. So consider yourself to be a special soul and become your own checker. And so in chess, they use this word checkmate, which means this is the end. So we also have to checkmate Maya. We've been playing with Maya for a very long time. So in order to checkmate Maya, we have to become very good checkers. Check every move, which every move means every thought. Then this requires deep introspection, going within, checking what we're paying attention to ourselves and our thoughts. Do you understand? Stay in your pride of being a special soul, and you will not be distressed. This is what is very, very important. The pure pride of being a special soul. Maya makes us ordinary and takes us back into our Shudras and scars. But Baba says, when you stay in the awareness of who you are, soul, detached, and being in the awareness of how special you are, Baba's chosen child, and keep on sustaining those thoughts, then the thoughts itself will create the feeling of really being someone who can bring do a lot of service for others. Because for serving, we need to be special, because we are doing spiritual service here. It's a service where we are offering God's vibrations to the world. So for offering God's vibrations to the world, Baba's vibrations to the world, I also have to hold on to those high level of vibrations. Acha, this is a yukti to finish your sanskaras. If you constantly remain busy in this task, and constantly stabilize yourself in the awareness of being a holy swan, you would easily be able to distinguish between pure and impure, between a Shudra and a Brahmin. So what does Baba say? If you become a checker and you become busy in checking yourself, then the result of that is you will develop such a high awareness, that of a holy swan, that you will be able to distinguish what is pure and not pure. For example, someone checks a lot of diamonds, then they're easily able to figure out, they'll just look at it. They may not even need a magnifying glass. They can tell you just by looking at it whether it's a real diamond or maybe something which is flawed. Right? So here too, the more we check ourselves, then the more we're able to distinguish between what is pure and impure within. And because the intellect is busy in this task, it will become free from the complaint of having waste thoughts. Secondly, throughout the day, you are not able to experience the happiness of all relationships with Baba according to the time. This experience of the gopis and the Pandavas have been remembered. You have not yet had the experience of the happiness of all relationships with Baba and of being absorbed, that is, of being merged in the love of all relationships with the Father. So Baba says, we still have to work on this aspect, experiencing all relationships with Baba and attainment of the love of all these relationships. You experience the happiness of special relationships of the Father and the teacher, but you have very little experience of the attainment of happiness of all relationships. The Baba is telling us, why is the intellect wandering? Because it's seeking something in this old world, and we haven't yet connected it to Baba, connected ourselves to Baba in order to attain from Baba. So somewhere that attainment is still lacking, which is why the intellect goes outside. So Baba says, therefore, in whichever relationship you have not experienced happiness, attachment in the intellect is pulled by those relationships with others, and the attachment for a soul or the intellect's love for another becomes an obstacle. So throughout the day, experience different relationships. If at this time you do not experience the happiness of all relationships with Baba, you will not, or you will remain deprived of the attainment of complete happiness and sweetness of all relationships, making Baba your friend, your child. There's so many relationships we can explore. So anywhere we feel deprived, emerge that relationship and we have that relationships with Baba and experience the sweetness of it. If you do not have this happiness at this time, when will you experience it? You have relationship with souls throughout the Kalpa. But if you do not experience all relationships with the Father at this time, you would never experience them. So Baba underlines the importance of this time. You can experience different relationships throughout the Kalpa, but here is our only chance with Baba, to experience relationships with Baba. It's now or never, as Baba says. And when can life really be said to be complete? We say, right, we have to become perfect, we have to become complete. When is life really said to be complete? Is when you experience all relationships in that life. And here, Brahma gives us that opportunity. According to the time, we can experience everything just by being with one Baba. Sweetness of all relationships. So that's why, because we experience all relationships, then it becomes a complete life. So keep yourself busy day and night in the happiness of all relationships. By constantly staying in this happiness, all other relationships will appear to be without any strength or sweetness. Baba says if you experience a relationship with Baba, then everything else does not hold any strength. It's only because we haven't tried connecting to Baba and in terms of a relationship, that's why we are still, the intellect could be seeking here and there. But once we attain it from Baba, then we know nothing can match it. Then the intellect will be able to stabilize itself in one place. Its wandering will stop, and you will constantly continue to swing in the swing of happiness. By creating such a stage, you will automatically and easily become an intense effort maker. So when the intellect is just stabilized in one place, wandering stops and you're experiencing constant happiness, Baba says that is a stage where you become an intense effort maker. All complaints will finish and you will become complete. Do you understand the response of your complaints? Acha, to those who constantly swing in the swings of the swing of superconscious joy, to those who constantly fulfill the responsibility of all relationships with the Father, to the friends of God, Khuda Dost, who consider themselves to be detached observers and the companions of God, constantly engaged in godly service. To the children who are equal to Baba, Baba's love, remembrance, and namaste. So your Baba says friends. Baba talks about the relationship of being a friend. And then also Baba reminds us about detachment, how essential it is in order for us to detach. So you become happy when you listen to this. But when it comes to fulfilling this responsibility, some of you are compelled by your sanskaras. So when Baba says, raise your hands, will you do this? We raise our hands with a lot of enthusiasm. And then Baba has to again say that, okay, I'm taking a photo now, so that all of you have raised, you're actually able to implement it. So since you experience so much happiness in just listening, how much happiness would you experience in becoming the form? Just the thought of it, we feel happy. The Baba says if we become that, then how much happiness will we experience? And this time everyone's face is smiling. So constantly remain smiling in this way, and you will save your own time and also the time of the instrument souls. So instrument souls, because when our effort is good and we are making good progress, then what happens? Instead of asking for help or seeking for help from others, we're able to offer more and more help. And so we should be in that position where we can offer rather than wanting someone's time and attention in order for them to help us. So at present, the 25% of your time that is spent in falling and getting up, in looking after your own self, or fixing your intellect in one place, will be saved and accumulated in your income. So what is Baba saying? Now what time is being spent in falling and getting up? Because Maya storms come, we fall, then again we try to catch the grips of Srimad of Baba, then we try to stand up again. So what is Baba reminding us? If we are laboring, So, for example, you worked really, really hard in order to get something. What you got was also not so impactful. And then it will really be considered to be laboring, and even that attainment is very less. Here, Baba says, do not labor. Just follow Baba's Srimad. Keep Baba with you more and more. Have that presence with you. Be very detached. Be stable in your original stage, your stage of being soul conscious. So Baba says the falling and getting up will stop. And then even the time we spend in taking care of the self or even fixing the intellect, so that will be saved, and it can be used for more productive ways to serve the world, to serve the self too. So now learn how to save. Do you understand? So this was Baba's Murli for today. We can take a minute of silence and just reflect on what we heard from this Murli. Om Shanti. So would any one of you like to share something that touched your heart from today's Murli? Baba spoke about being detached. Baba spoke about experiencing all relationships with one father and what happens due to which the intellect can wander. Baba gave some beautiful yuktis too. So if anybody would like to share, feel free to do so.
Om Shanti, sister. A wonderful, very sweet Murli. And the points which I would like to share is the significance of experiencing all relationships with the Supreme Father, not just the not just the relationship of father teacher, but also of a friend, of Sajan, Khuda Dost, Manmeet, and also a colleague or a boss or most obedient servant or whichever in the daily day-to-day life, when we act in this corporeal world, the incorporeal is available in all relationships to experience the bliss, the true happiness with all the relationships with the father. Then automatically then the intellect doesn't get attached to the other souls or the worldly attainments, and the soul is able to always stay in bliss, the happiness. We can experience that with him. So that's the most important. The example which Baba gave is about the gopis and the Pandavas. True, very very uh, apt example Baba has given, that gopis and Pandavas had this spatial relationship, a special feature of experiencing all relationships with the father, not just about the teacher or the father, but also as his friend, as their friends, as their equal partners. So definitely, that example is a great example which we are experiencing at this time of the conference age, and the time Baba says is very important. And this is a time, if we don't experience all relationships now, then it is never. Om Shanti.
Thank you
Om
for
Shanti, sister.
Yes, go ahead.
I was just going through the first paragraph, and I felt really the kind of paradigm shift which Baba has given over there. You know why? When we first take the knowledge, the first thing, even in the first lesson, they say, you are an actor. You are just whatever your occupation, your gender, your all, they are just labels on your costume. You are an actor. So I think myself to be an actor, and my everyone around the world are actors. And the whole stage like becomes to me like a theater. And I find, oh, we are only actors. And that Baba never told us about detached observer on day one. I think if I just go and tell everyone, oh, become a detached observer, it cannot be, because I have not given the ground that what he has to observe. So I always felt later this detached observer, which Baba is mentioning in the first paragraph, it's only a consequence, because it is something which later comes after my awareness increases of all the experiences I have. It cannot, so I am an actor is what now. Now Baba has changed. Now he's saying when the word Dio, you become spectators. So that's the paradigm shift I found, which Baba is firmly making in para 1. No more can I say I'm an actor. That is like kindergarten stuff anymore. But what I just wanted to clarify here is Baba says a detached observer can observe. Okay. But when I'm observing, I cannot absorb everything and everyone and yet be uninfluenced. But he very clearly says the experience of the stage of a detached observer enables you to experience the companionship of the Father. It was a very big statement. If suppose you could just churn on that, because I gave you the background. What do I think now of Dio, the shift, and how can I, when I'm observing, I'm only observing. I cannot absorb. So what does that one sentence which Baba has mentioned, the experience of the stage of a Dio enables you to experience the companionship of the Father.
Right. And you rightly said that when we are introduced to the first lesson, that we are souls or actors, we don't jump into talking about being detached observers. And being a detached observer would only be possible when I really know the past, present, and future of this whole scene. Yes, of course, we say the drama, but also of the different scenes in the drama that is happening, the past, present, and future of also that. And just as an example, when we watch a movie for the first time, we might get influenced by the scenes of the movie. We might also go through the same emotions as we're seeing in that movie. But the moment I've already seen it, I know from the past, I know the past, present, future of this movie. I know the whole story. Then the next time when I sit to watch the same thing, the tendency of me to get involved in the emotions of those scenes will not be there, because I know what's coming next. The whole cycle from the start to the end is there in the intellect. So here too, understanding the full picture, when we know about the whole cycle, and when we know that nothing new, that's why these two words have a great significance. Nothing new. We've already experienced and we've gone through this journey. We're going through it again. Like we very easily say, been there, done that. And then you see that person holds a neutral ground. So here too, it's like, yeah, we've been there, we've gone through these scenes and we're going through it again. So that awareness too that we have gone through the cycle, we've been victorious, and just emerging that's special. Like Baba said, you have to hold on to that awareness of being special. So yes, I am victorious. We've been through this, and we have conquered Maya. We have been victorious every cycle. So when we look at things from a big picture, complete cycle point of view, it helps us be more neutral, because Baba says every scene is beneficial. So when every scene is beneficial in the drama, then there's really nothing I need to judge on this or contribute on this, except to just watch and keep myself very stable. So this, I think it's only after we understand the cycle and the story, the complete story, when we really start becoming more and more detached. So does that help answer the question, Sister Girija, or anything further you'd like to ask related to this?
Yeah, I still couldn't get how does Dio absorb me, that one sentence, because I'm detached. Or can you say, like what you spoke, can you say, if when I'm detached, I'm not alone in front of the ocean, I'm holding the hand of the Lord. So as I'm observing him, maybe my detachment becomes perfect. But what is that absorption of companionship which he says in Dio? Only that one point was trying to trickle me.
So like Baba said, the stage of detached observer enables you to experience the companionship of the Father, right? So when we are observing and just being very detached, we're actually not absorbing anything. We're just looking at it, but the emotions of that scene of the drama are not becoming my emotions. I'm holding on to my own pure thoughts and awareness, which allows me to be with Baba. The moment I am getting absorbed by something means there is that attachment. It means I've plugged my intellect to the scene of the drama, and now that is influencing me. So detachment really is not being absorbed, not absorbing. Just like if something you've already been through and it's coming again, you'll say, oh, I'm immune to it now. It doesn't affect me anymore. So that you're not absorbing anything actually at that moment. And that allows you to be close to Baba and have Baba as a companion. Right? So if your intellect is not getting plugged into that scene, but your intellect is still, in a way you're holding a neutral ground, then it's easy for you to be with Baba and not get carried away by the scenes of the drama.
Om Shanti.
Yes, go ahead.
Carry on, brother.
Sanjay bhai, please go ahead.
Om Shanti. As we are now talking about detachment and having all relations with Almighty dear Baba, actually what Baba wants to tell, that my dear child, if you become detached, means if you become soul conscious, that is a shift from body conscious to soul conscious. That is a shift from tamopadhanta to satopadhanta. That is a shift from negativity to positivity. That means you are disconnected from negativity and you are connected to positivity, that you are connected to Baba. And when you are disconnected to negativity, there will be no sort of distractions. And when you are connected to positivity, Baba, and only Baba, all are disconnected, all negativities are disconnected from you. That's what Baba talks about. That is the real detachment. And when you are only connected to Baba, it is just like when you will taste sweet, you will say it is sweet. And Baba is प्यार का सागर है, आनंद का सागर है, करुणा का सागर. You will feel that. And as because you were of the opinion that I am a body, I am such and such, so I am having relation with such and such. But now, when you are disconnected from all the negativities, you are detached, then you are a soul, as we are souls. But we were of the consciousness that we are a body. But now, as we are disconnected from that, now we are a complete soul, what Baba talks about, Manmanabhav. And in that state, then you will realize that yes, now I'm experiencing the real love. Because this is just a comparison, When we are body conscious, we feel the pain. But when we are soul conscious and connected to Baba, we feel the fragrance. Due to that only we sometimes tell, "Acha, aaj bahut acha meditation hua, Baba se bahut acha hua, bada aanand aa raha hai." That is the anand, that is the feeling which Baba wants us to experience again and again and throughout the day. In Bhakti, it is said, "Tvameva mata, chapita tvameva." That means people understand that Bhagwan mera mata bhi hai, pita hai, bandhu hai, sakha hai. No, not like that. Tvameva mata. That means tvam jod e, matlab tum hi mata ho, tum hi pita ho, tum hi bandhu ho, tum hi. Bhagwan ke alawa koi mata ho hi nahi sakta hai. The other one who's sitting at your house as mother, father, brother and sister, they are just playing the role of your mother, father, brother and sister. They are not your mother, father, brother and sister. Here, as when we were in the body consciousness, we have experienced that inputs from them, the persons who are playing the role. And now when we are detached, we are experiencing the fragrance from the father, from a real father, from a real mother, from a real sister. Then you will understand that yes, when we are connected to Baba, we are really understanding, we are really feeling that love, which everybody wants. So Baba wants us to get detached and connected to Baba. Om Shanti.
Thank you for that,
Om
Father.
Shanti. Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, sister. One point I clear today is this, Murli. The attachment is an obstacle. This I cleared in this Murli. Whatever the attachment, whatever is there in anywhere. So this is our सबसे बड़ा means this is an obstacle, and whatever obstacle we face in our life, also day-to-day life, समझ लीजिए there is some attachment is there. So at that time we have to become and we have to play a role of a detached observer. And we have to be with constant connection with Baba. We have to be in our thoughts, in our before taking action. We have to take that it is it's a godly thought. So that we have to observe we have, and that condition we will be victorious. We will save our time by falling and by getting up. So we can save a lot of time, and in a lot of time in complaining also, So that I got point from this Murli. Om Shanti. Thank you, sister.
Those were some nice churnings and sharings. Anybody else would like to share? Okay, so then we can move to meditation, move to
Sister, just one question I had. Sorry, I'm just, as I thought somebody else will churn, that's why. See, Baba says you have to experience the happiness, the love of all relationships. That one point is somewhere I think I'm lacking, because I always hold Father, Khuda Dost, teacher and Sadguru. But I have never daily practiced all the relationships. But I've never felt attraction towards those relationships which I have not experienced. So I was just telling Baba, I'm happy to see you as my father. I'm totally complete to see you as my friend. So I don't know, it is just, am I right? Because when Baba says no, experience all relationship, I just want to understand it totally.
So then you can check that if you are, if the relationships you're experiencing are few with Baba, so check yourself, like Baba also mentioned about being a checker. Where is my intellect really pulling me to? And wherever your intellect is pulling you to means somewhere you're seeking some attainment over there. Right? So that attainment, now we have to make the conscious effort of receiving from Baba. So that could be, a point for us to check within. Okay, yes, I'm not seeing Baba in all relationships, but where is the intellect going? What does the intellect and the mind want? And wherever it is focusing, then how can I get the same thing from being with Baba? Right? Sometimes you feel like, yes, that yeah, Baba's guru, Baba's friend, Baba's teacher, Baba's father. Yes, but I think somewhere deep down within, we do also make Baba a friend, because if you're not having conversations with Baba, then we don't experience the sweetness and the love of really having that vision of equality where we can share from our heart. Because if it's not a friendship, then it's not so easy to really pour out from the heart. So somewhere we do have those relationships, and just sometimes we're just not aware of it. And even sometimes it's just for us to really check very subtle ways that, okay, where is it that the intellect goes, and how can I make myself go back to Baba? What are the yuktis I can think about, which will keep me constantly connected with Baba?
One line, Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
I want to add one line that
Yes.
what Baba always says, let's see, when you are soul conscious, just like when we want to have any data from any another system, we put our Bluetooth on and get it connected. It is similar when we become soul conscious, we are connected to Baba. And when the Bluetooth is connected with another system, whatever that is to be transferred is transferred automatically. Whatever is the content of the other system gets transferred to this system. Similarly, when we are soul conscious, we are connected to Baba. And when we are connected to Baba, we are getting all the inputs which Baba is having. And Baba is Anand ka sagar hai, prem ka sagar. Baba ही मेरा माता पिता बंधु का ये यथार्थ है. लेकिन हमें ये पता नहीं, हमको लगता है कि दुनिया में ये सारे माता पिता हैं. But when you are connected to Baba, soul conscious, just like all the data is transferred to this system, so whatever relations, whatever experiences we have, according to that, we will understand a day that yes, Baba hi mera sansar hai. Om Shanti.
Yes. Baba is our one world. All right, so we can meditate together. We can remember Baba. So let's become fully aware of who we are, a soul in this body, a point of light that shines within. And let's experience Baba to be our friend. In friendship, we are equals. In friendship, we share everything from our heart with no filters attached. In friendship, there is a feeling we will be understood. And here we make Baba a friend. Because Baba understands what we may be going within. And without being judgmental, and with so much love, Baba accepts us the way we are, but also inspires us every moment to go forward. Baba is our parent. Parents always wish their children to go ahead of them. And as a supreme parent, Baba wishes this for each child, that they go ahead of even the father. Baba is our bridegroom, who gives us a new life. And in that new life, also gives us the love and the support needed in order to grow. When the intellect is engaged in experimenting with these different relationships, the intellect gets busy in being with the one. And so it becomes powerful. I, the soul, become powerful. Om Shanti.
Oh, Shanti, thank you, Baba. Thank you, Sneha Ben. Thank you, Divine Family. We meet tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. Have a wonderful day.